Marketing Tips Tuesday from PracticeFuel, the 9-step system that'll show you everything you need to know to use the internet to grow your practice. My name is Brian Devine, and today we are talking about how to make sure that you never have a bad lead again. And this is something that it's amazing how often it comes up in all industries. So it's not just dental, not just ortho. Every industry that I've ever been involved with, people always talk about getting bad leads. So I want to tell you a little story. Now, early in my career, when I was doing my first time sales job, and I thought I was just getting the worst leads on the planet. I don't know why everybody else was getting the good leads and I was getting the terrible leads, until I had somebody finally go, I tell you what, pick one of your leads that you think is the worst, give it to me. And if I can't close it, then I'll finally agree that you have bad leads. This guy closed it. He took what I thought would have been the worst lead possible, closed the sale, done. And so my mindset shifted immediately at that point, because it dawned on me that I didn't have bad leads. I wasn't any good at what I was doing. So I had to get better at what I was doing. Now, the reason I tell you this story is not to suggest that you're not good at what you do, because I am confident that you are a brilliant practitioner. What you're not necessarily good at, or at least your team is not necessarily good at, is sales. It's not easy for everybody. It is something that requires a certain personality in order to be able to do. What I found was that I was not a good salesperson, but I could learn. I could learn the process. And as long as I studied and practiced the process, I didn't have to be a good salesperson. I could just follow this process and it turned into sales. That meant that I no longer had bad leads. And it was amazing how fast that turned around for me. So I want you thinking about that. If you ever say to yourself, man, I'm just getting bad leads from the internet doesn't give me good leads. That is not how it works. The internet leads are different than referrals. Nothing beats a good referral, right? When somebody says, you need to go to that office, they're fantastic, tell them I sent you. You don't have to do any sales. All you have to do is actually pick up the phone or take their call and schedule them. And as long as you can do that, that is what we call a great hot lead. Internet leads are different, because no one is telling them how great you are. You have to tell them how great you are. No one is telling them that you are the absolute best and the only option for them. The internet information they've had so far is the only thing telling them that. That means you need a follow-up system. So again, this goes back to my original story. You don't have to become some brilliant salesperson. You don't need to train your team to be brilliant at sales. You need to train your team to follow a very simple step-by-step formula. Here's the good news. If you just don't have time, if your team is already completely overwhelmed, but you know you need more patience and you want to get to a next level of revenue, then automate it. You don't have to do it all. There are tools out there, and if you just want to chat about it, give me a call. I'd be happy to walk you through all the different options, but you can use tools that will have a conversation with people with those bad leads to find the good ones, to find the ones that are interested right now. And the ones that are not interested right now, you continue to follow up with them, touch base with them, reach out with them over the course of anywhere from 10 days to, we actually prefer 60 days, and even longer if you have the wherewithal. And as long as you get an email, you can follow up with these people till they say stop. And that could be years from now. So the point here is, stop thinking about bad leads. There is no such thing as bad leads. There's internet leads, and then there's referrals, and they are not the same thing. So internet leads require more effort in order to turn them into patients. As long as you have a system in place in order to turn them into patients, there's no such thing as a bad lead anymore. You will be able to turn them into patients. And the easiest way to do all that is not to bend over backwards trying to train your staff, trying to get them to do things that they're uncomfortable doing. No. Automate as much of it as you can. There are tools to do that, so that when somebody raises their hand and say, hey, I might be interested in this, then the tools kick in and start following up until that person says, yes, I'd like to schedule an appointment. And then they talk to a live person, and away you go. All right, that's what I wanted to cover today. I hope you found some value in it. And if you were thinking about where this was in context to kind of how we typically do things in our 9-step, this is the floodgates. This is where all of this stuff starts to really come together. Because if you're doing the foundation right, you are doing all of the stuff here in the fuel section right, then when you put in a follow-up formula in place, you can get 2, sometimes 5 times better results That's what we typically see. So I want to make sure that you are thinking along those lines. All right, that's all I've got for today. Let me know if you have any questions, how we can support you. And before I forget, if you would like to see what this follow-up formula looks like, you can grab a free copy. No obligation. Just give me your email so I know where to send it. And it is at cafefuel.rocks, practicefuel.rocks/follow-up formula. All right, so that is it. It is the follow-up formula. I'm happy to give it to you because if you put a system in place, it will work wonders. And if you're used to getting, maybe let's say you get 10 leads and then only 1 out of 10 actually show up and become patients, let's see if we can't turn that into 5. All right, that's what I want to cover for you today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the week, and I look forward to seeing you next time on Marketing Tips Tuesday from PracticeFuel. That's it for me. Bye for now.